AI Model Network Architecture for the ISO 21001, Educational Organizations Management System, EOMS, Model in the Education Sector. AI/ML Model by Pradeep K. Suri, AI/ML Architect. The is a Deep Neural Network, DNN, model for ISO 21001 in the education sector, designed by Pradeep K. Suri. This model maps key ISO 21001 educational management requirements through a multi-layered neural network framework. Here's a detailed explanation of each component from the input, through the hidden process layers, to the outputs, based on ISO 21001 principles. Globe with Meridian's overview of ISO 21001. ISO 21001 is a management system specifically for educational organizations. It focuses on improving the processes and outcomes of education, ensuring learners' needs are met, and aligning educational goals with societal requirements. Puzzle Piece 1. Input Layer, Education Sector Functional Areas. These represent the key domains required by ISO 21001 for educational institutions. Input Nodes Description. Learner Needs Identification central to ISO 21001. Understanding diverse learner expectations and learning styles. Curriculum design ensures the curriculum aligns with learner goals, societal demands, and stakeholder expectations. Faculty and staff management recruitment, training, and performance evaluation of educators. Learning environment setup physical and digital infrastructure that supports inclusive learning. Resource allocation financial, material, and human resources management to support delivery. Teaching and learning delivery the actual process of education methodology, pedagogy, and execution. Assessment and evaluation examining learner progress and institutional effectiveness. Stakeholder communication engaging learners, parents, staff, and community in feedback and planning. Support services includes career guidance, mental health, tech support, and co-curricular services. Compliance and regulatory requirements ensuring adherence to national/international educational standards and policies. Repeat button 2. Hidden layers, process layers 1 to 9. These hidden layers simulate the complex processing and internal transformations that occur within an educational management system. Each layer represents a transformation stage of educational strategy and quality assurance. Layer interpretation. Process layer 1 to 9. Nodes 1 to 3 each, represent continuous process improvement loops. These include strategy planning, risk management, continuous feedback integration, learning analytics, innovation adoption, performance tracking, and compliance monitoring. Each node in these layers acts like a neuron processing signals from multiple input areas. This mimics how educational inputs, example learner needs, curriculum, influence each other dynamically and iteratively. Direct hit 3. Output layer. The outputs are the measurable results expected under ISO 21001. Output nodes description. Operational reports real-time and periodic performance reports used for monitoring and decision-making. Includes dashboards and KPIs. Academic performance final learning outcomes, student results, satisfaction, and employability. Top management review leadership insights and strategic planning based on educational performance and stakeholder feedback. These outputs directly relate to the PDCA, Plan Do Check Act, cycle embedded in ISO 21001. Bar chart key observations from DNN for ISO 21001. Traceability, each input influences all hidden layers and ultimately impacts outputs, which mirrors ISO's emphasis on traceability and alignment. Layered quality management, the use of 9 hidden process layers reflects robust internal control, monitoring, and adaptation mechanisms. Stakeholder-centric, the inclusion of diverse inputs such as learner needs, staff, and compliance show ISO 21001's holistic approach. Building construction DNN as a simulation tool for ISO 21001. This model can be used for gap analysis between current educational practices and ISO 21001 requirements. Scenario planning, assessing how changes in one input, example curriculum, ripple through the system. AI-driven audits, using real data to generate reports and track compliance. Predictive insights, estimating academic performance based on early indicators. The Deep Neural Network, DNN, for ISO 21001 in the education sector, as shown in video, can be used to simulate, analyze, and generate multi-level performance and compliance reports and graphs. These outputs can be customized for top management, middle management, and operational level decision-making, aligning with ISO 21001 requirements. Bar chart report and graph outputs by management level. Blue circle 1. Top management level. Top-level executives, example directors, deans, board members, focus on strategic alignment, overall performance, and continuous improvement. Reports. Strategic KPI dashboard, learner satisfaction, graduation rates, placement percent. ISO 21001 compliance audit summary. Institution-wide risk assessment and mitigation plans. Annual Management Review Report, AMR. Stakeholder Satisfaction Index. Long-Term Resource Allocation Plan. Faculty Development Impact Report. Graphs. Multi-year trends, academic performance versus strategic goals. Stakeholder sentiment over time, bar/line. Compliance radar chart, showing gaps in ISO 21001 clauses. Heat map of resource utilization across departments. Risk impact matrix, high-mid-low across compliance domains. Orange circle 2. Middle management level. Heads of departments, curriculum leads, and QA coordinators need detailed but focused insights. Reports. Curriculum Effectiveness Report, based on learner outcomes. Faculty Performance and Development Tracking. Department-wise resource allocation vs utilization. Assessment Evaluation Analytics. Support Services Efficiency Report. Teaching Learning Effectiveness Metrics. Process Audit Report layer-wise, relating to DNN layers. Graphs. Department-wise performance comparison, bar/stacked bar. Teaching method vs learning outcome, scatter or bubble chart. Faculty training vs outcome improvement, line chart. Curriculum relevance matrix. Learning environment satisfaction, pie chart or gauge. Green circle 3. Operational level. Day-to-day implementers like teachers, admin staff, lab managers. Reports. Daily/weekly teaching learning logs. Class-wise learner progress report. Real-time feedback dashboard, from learners and parents. Compliance checklist, process layer activity reports. Student support interaction logs. Issue tracking, example infrastructure, assessments. Graphs. Attendance trends, line or area chart. Real-time learner feedback scores, bar chart. Assessment score distribution, histogram. Class-wise learning gaps heat map. Daily support ticket analysis, bar/pie. Brain how DNN enables these reports. The layered DNN structure ensures that input data, example resource allocation, learner needs, is processed through logical transformations, process layers 1 to 9. Hidden layers simulate decision logic, feedback, and policy impact. Outputs are automatically linked to reporting domains, operational, academic, strategic review. Each hidden layer can represent a function such as process feedback integration, pedagogical innovation adoption, compliance assessment, stakeholder communication processing. Sample from DNN network, bar plus line chart for ISO 21001 compliance audit summary. Graph video illustrates a well-structured ISO 21001 compliance audit summary tailored for the education sector, showcasing both compliance scores, bar graph, and improvement needs, line chart, across the core elements of ISO 21001. Here's an interpretation of this visual in the context of ISO 21001 in education. Magnifying glass tilted left, understanding ISO 21001:2018 in the education sector. ISO 21001 is a management system specifically designed for educational organizations. It aims to ensure that these institutions meet learners' needs by improving educational processes and demonstrating accountability to all stakeholders. Bar chart graph explanation by element. Element compliance score, %. Improvement needed, %. Interpretation. Leadership 85%, 10% strong governance and direction, small gaps in policy alignment. Planning 78%, 15% acceptable planning, room for aligning with strategic objectives. Support 90%, 8% excellent support structure, minor staff or resource issues. Operations 88%, 12% efficient process execution, small process documentation gaps. Performance evaluation 80%, 18% monitoring exists, improvement needed in metrics or review. Improvement 75%, 20% low focus on continuous improvement, needs culture shift. Stakeholder needs 82%, 13% generally responsive, opportunity to increase engagement. Resource management 70%, 25% major gap area, possibly staff, facilities, or digital tools. Curriculum 92%, 7% strong curriculum design, very minor adjustments needed. Assessment 77%, 16% need to improve student evaluation consistency or tools. Direct hit insights for educational institutions. 1 High compliance areas, support, curriculum. These are institutional strengths. Processes here align well with ISO 21001 and student outcomes. 2 Moderate compliance and high improvement need, resource management, performance evaluation, improvement. These areas need strategic intervention. For example, upgrade infrastructure, labs, learning spaces. Develop continuous improvement plans. Enhance teacher/staff evaluations and development cycles. 3 Balanced areas, planning, leadership, assessment. These require routine monitoring and minor refinements through stakeholder feedback and regular audits. Hammer and wrench use of AI model, by Pradeep K. Suri. This model may be part of an AI-driven ISO 21001 audit assistant, supporting auto-compliance scoring from documentation. Recommendations for improvement. Stakeholder feedback analysis using NLP. Predictive analytics on institutional performance. ISO 21001 in Education Sector Annual Management Review Report, AMR. Deep Neural Network, DNN, model tailored for ISO 21001 in the education sector, designed by Pradeep K. Suri. Here's a quick breakdown of what it conveys and how it may contribute to the Annual Management Review Report, AMR, under ISO 21001. Magnifying glass tilted left key components of the model. 1 Input nodes, leftmost layer. These include essential ISO 21001 components such as compliance and regulatory requirements, educational services, stakeholder needs identification, curriculum design, performance metrics, etc. 2 Hidden layers, middle layers. A series of dense, fully connected, layers, possibly 10 layers in depth, representing deep feature learning. These layers abstract high-level patterns from input data for predictive or classification purposes. 3 Output nodes, rightmost layer. These include categories like operational review, customer feedback, risk management. Likely targets of performance evaluation for the AMR. Bluebook use in ISO 21001 Annual Management Review Report, AMR. In ISO 21001, the AMR is used to evaluate the effectiveness of the Educational Organization Management System, EOMS. Learner satisfaction and performance. Compliance with legal and statutory requirements. Improvement opportunities. Lightbulb how the DNN model helps. Data-driven insights, leverages data from multiple indicators, curriculum design, learner feedback, etc., for performance evaluation. Predictive capability, can forecast areas needing attention, risk trends, and stakeholder satisfaction. Objective evaluation, reduces human bias by using algorithmic analysis. Thank you.